provided by Thomas Allgeier and Frennis, based on the most relevant LinkedIn posts about MarTech in calendar weeks 28 and 29. Frennis is a B2B market research company that supports enterprise marketing teams in unlocking the full potential of their customer data with the help of AI. You can find more info in the description.
And our mission for you today is to basically distill all those top, completely no-fluff MarTech trends that are, bubbling up right now for B2B marketing leaders.
Yeah, exactly. We are mapping out 3 massive architectural shifts for this deep dive. We've got the whole composable CDP debate, AI agents becoming actual core infrastructure, and this kind of quiet, sneaky rebranding of marketing operations.
Right, because, the overarching thread here is decentralization. For like a decade, the standard playbook was just buy an all-in-one customer data platform.
The traditional CDP.
Yeah, the pitch was super alluring, right? Just pump every piece of telemetry, every CRM record into this one centralized box.
And it magically spits out a unified customer profile.
Exactly. But that era is rapidly closing.
It really is.
Yeah.
Adria Garcia Castejon highlighted this striking stat recently. The percentage of companies using a CDP as the central piece of their stack dropped from 27% to 17% in just a single year.
Wow. That is a massive drop.
It's a huge architectural defection. And at the exact same time, reliance on the data warehouse grew to 24%.
Which, makes complete logical sense when you think about the friction of that legacy model. Pumping everything into a packaged CDP usually meant building this secondary siloed copy of your data.
Right, paying double for compute costs.
Exactly. You're duplicating data that already lives in a cloud warehouse. And Archie Marinkovitz actually observed a huge industry signal here when Databricks launched their Customer Lake offering.
Oh, yeah.
He basically noted that Databricks deleted the standalone CDP by just moving those capabilities directly into the Lakehouse where the data already sits.
It's like, if I can use an analogy here, building this custom high-performance engine, which is the composable CDP. But the critical question is, aren't we forgetting the fuel?
The identity resolution.
Yes. Sigurd Diericks brought this reality check up, warning that these composable architectures, they only actually work if you've already solved identity internally, which almost nobody has.
No, it's incredibly complex. Like connecting anonymous web traffic and B2B sales interactions back to a unified account without a common primary key. That requires matching models most internal data teams just can't build.
Right. Which brings us to this massive signal shared by John Suarez Davis.
Oh, this is wild.
Yeah, the rumor that High Touch offered Publicis Group up to $1.2 billion for LiveRamp's identity and onboarding assets.
What's fascinating here is that identity, not the data storage, is clearly becoming the ultimate control point.
A $1.2 billion price tag for identity infrastructure tells you exactly what the composable ecosystem is desperate for.
Exactly. They aren't just buying software features, they're buying the definitive map that connects an anonymous IP address to a specific enterprise buying committee.
Yeah, so while, legacy players like Salesforce Data 360 and Treasure AI are still sweeping up these IDC MarketScape leader titles.
Because they're deeply entrenched.
Right, but the actual infrastructure battle is moving downstream. So if the warehouse wins and centralizes this identity data, it creates a new question. What is actually executing campaigns against that data?
Because it's not just software interfaces anymore, it's autonomous AI agents.
Yeah. And this is our second big theme.
Right. So we have to completely reevaluate how we conceptualize AI. We used to treat it like a highly efficient intern. You give it an isolated task, a human reviews the output.
Draft this email, suggest a subject line.
Exactly. But Andrea Veggiani pointed out that recent acquisitions like Salesforce buying Fin and MoEngage acquiring AmpeProve agents are moving from just being a feature to being the architecture itself.
So before we dig into the dark side of that, and there is a dark side, so I want to quickly mention, if you're finding these architectural insights valuable, make sure you hit subscribe so you catch all our bi-weekly deep dives.
Yeah, definitely do that. Because the speed of this AI innovation is actually breaking the enterprise buying process.
Here's where it gets really interesting. Tony Byrne shared this wild story. Ambitious sales engineers are literally using Claude to hallucinate fake software interfaces for vendor demos.
Just completely fabricating a custom front end to win an RFP.
Yes, backed by absolutely nothing. The buyer asks for a complex B2B workflow, and instead of admitting their platform can't do it, they use an LLM to generate a functional-looking React UI.
That is terrifying. You sign a multi-year deal based on vaporware.
Exactly. But as dangerous as buying fake AI is, deploying real, ungoverned AI is even worse.
Yeah, Aishwarya Pandey shared a Forrester prediction that ungoverned AI is going to cost B2B companies $10 billion this year alone.
Wait, $10 billion? Just this year?
Just this year. That is a stark warning about what happens when adoption outpaces proof. If an agent has write access to your CRM and it hallucinates a pricing strategy based on messy data,
it could autonomously email hundreds of accounts with a massive discount.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The financial damage scales instantly because machines execute at a velocity humans just can't catch. So how do you, as a B2B team, protect yourself? Mark T. Level laid out a roadmap for this, specifically around the Model Context Protocol, or MCP.
The secure bridge for the AI.
Right. He suggests that when connecting AI to marketing automation, you have to start with a dedicated read-only API user. You force the AI to prove its competence in a sandbox before you ever let it write a single piece of data back into the system.
It's basically the principle of least privilege applied to an LLM. But, basic API limits only stop it from breaking things. To make it actually effective, Samit Garai argues you need a horizontal semantic layer.
Right, an ontology.
Yeah, explicit business rules. Because without that ontology, AI agents are literally just guessing context. The semantic layer tells the AI what your completely siloed business terminology actually means.
So it understands that, say, a high volume of angry support tickets overrides a positive marketing engagement score.
Exactly. Otherwise, the agent might autonomously target a furious customer with an aggressive cross-sell campaign. Which brings us to our final theme, the people. Because if the stack now requires building bespoke semantic ontologies and restricting API access for autonomous agents, the humans running this can't just be software admins anymore.
No, the whole role of marketing operations is being completely re-architected.
Gene Otts argued that marketing leadership is shifting from the traditional commander who just buys media
to the chief marketing architect.
Yes. The architect who actually translates and connects the stack to the consumer.
And we're seeing this shift in reality. Corey Gabor shared this brilliant example of a 3-person marketing ops team that trained an internal AI agent they named Operator.
Okay, I love that name.
Right. It takes a Slack form, autonomously builds an email in Knack, gets it approved, and then syncs it directly to customer.io.
Completely removing the human from the manual handoff.
Entirely.
But wait, doesn't that make the human operator obsolete eventually?
Well, no, because the human operator's job transitions entirely to governance and alignment.
Which, ironically, is the part the technology can never solve. Odd Morten Sørensen interviewed 26 marketing ops leaders and uncovered this deep truth. The technology was never the hard part.
It's always a culture problem. Always.
Yeah. Sean Simon observed that most implementations fail just because people get emotionally attached to their old tools. They know how to hide in them, right?
Oh, absolutely. Migrating to a perfectly governed, composable stack forces operational transparency that makes people deeply uncomfortable. Change management is a human problem.
So if you're the one managing that change, Ashley Langford offered this really practical career tip. If you're evaluating a new RevOps or marketing ops role, ignore the job description. Look at the reporting line authority.
Who does the hiring manager actually report to?
Exactly. That tells you more about your ability to actually get things done than any bullet point in the job spec.
Because historically, the recognition for operations is incredibly low. Mike Rizzo calls it the stagehand problem.
Even with the fancy rebranding to GTM engineer.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. You are invisible because you're good. Just like a stagehand. The audience only learns your name when a prop breaks on stage. In ops, people only learn your name when the pipeline breaks.
It's a brutal reality. But treating your stack as a cohesive product that needs constant architectural iteration instead of just a bunch of vendor logins is the defining challenge right now.
Absolutely. The legacy monolithic systems are fracturing, AI is demanding totally new governance, and the whole foundation is shifting.
Well, if you enjoyed this episode, new episodes drop every 2 weeks. Also check out our other editions on field marketing, channel and partner marketing, AI and B2B, go-to-market, ABM, and social selling.
And before we go, I want to leave you with this final, somewhat provocative thought to mull over. It builds on a concept from Anna Maram.
Okay, let's hear it.
So in our endless quest to use these composable data layers and AI agents to perfectly optimize every single customer journey and eliminate all uncertainty, are we quietly optimizing away our own serendipity? Right, because those lucky unplanned accidents often yield the quarter's absolute biggest wins. So how do you engineer a system that is hyper-efficient but still leaves room for the unexpected?
That is a fascinating tension to think about. Thank you so much for your time today. Keep questioning your own stack. Definitely keep scrutinizing those vendor demos. And remember to subscribe. We'll see you in the next deep dive.